Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Greetings all.
All right, so we're gonna do something differently with this Real Whovians. I'm gonna start off with Scott. We're gonna talk about the topic of the day, and then I'm probably going to invite people later on and let them pop in, drive out, drop in, drop out at their leisure. So, hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Okay, so we're live. I just introduced Scott. We're doing a Real Whovians.
Aha.
And I wanted to, well, you saw what happened today, right? The articles that came out today.
With Clara?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know if you said it already.
No, I didn't know. Why don't you tell everybody? Yeah.
That's basically it. Clara's coming back.
Yeah.
The Christmas special.
So, here you go.
You called previously on here. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. We as an entity called a lot of things that happened this season. And I've been even saying it before even the season started. Like, Clara's coming back. Clara's coming back Christmas. Clara's coming back. Yep.
Clara's coming back.
Just like I called the River Song, Singing Towers of Beryllium, you know, called that. So, yeah, Clara is
calling that Heather was going to be coming back in the season finale. So
they got her to film new stuff. There's a contract. So, listen, my thing is I'm very happy that she's going to be in it. This is my last chance to see if he resolves the story with her perfectly. Okay? I don't know if it's going to be done perfectly. I don't know if it's going to be done to my liking, but you have to have Clara with Capaldi because
they had of course Smith and Amy closing, so might as well have Clara and Capaldi.
Clara was a huge part for Capaldi, and she needs to be there. You know, as much as I like Pearl Mackie and everything, Clara was more of an impact than Bill was. I don't know if anybody agrees with me or not, but you know what? When he regenerates, the person he wants to see is Clara, full memories and all, and not just like
oh my God, I'm Clara.
Not just a simulation, but the real thing. So, I'm happy about it. We also heard that Bill and Nardal are going to be in it, but don't expect, like, you know...
One episode.
Don't expect, they said, they already did their story in the finale, so don't expect it to be, like, a dramatic thing. Like, I guess it may be a flashback or maybe something new. Yeah. Or maybe she'll pop in and say hi and then goodbye. But it's not going to be like as dramatic as Clara's part, I guess. And it's not going to be a cameo either, I don't think. It's going to be bigger than a cameo. So, what do you think about that, Chris?
Part of me is really like, Clara's coming back. Great.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of Clara. I liked her earlier when she was with Matt Smith, but after a while, she became, personally for me, she just became so unlikable that I was like, you got to get another companion because This is becoming too much. But the other part of me is like, if she comes back, like you said, I hope that they give her some sort of resolution, you know, that works. Because a part of me is really thinking, the part of me that's like, oh, I hope she comes back, but at the same time, I hope she doesn't come back. It's like, if she comes back and they don't resolve her, why would you even bring her back?
Yeah, exactly.
I have a strong feeling that might be what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might bring her back and they don't want to kill her off completely, even though she already died technically. But I have a feeling that they're going to bring her back and it's going to be like, oh, her, you know, she does something and you know, she helps the Doctor, but she doesn't go back to face the Raven, and it's like,
Hey, Daniel.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, I mean, maybe she does face the Raven, but maybe she wakes up in the Nethersphere, or, I mean, I would think that they would have to give her a nice send-off where she's with Danny Pink. You know?
it'd be nice.
What's up, Daniel?
Hi. What's up?
What's up, Vaughn?
Hey,
Vaughn.
Vaughn,
What's up?
guess what?
what? I know.
What's up, Ben?
I bet
Clara
you
is going
excited.
to be coming back.
Yay!
She faced the Raven, smacked it, and she's back. Clara's
Hopefully
back.
she's gonna come back to face the Raven.
She already faced the Raven. Knocked it out of her.
She knocked it out of the park.
Used a
She
baseball bat.
dead, but she's coming back. She dead. She
Well,
dead
no,
and then
she
dead.
had, she had a few. No, she has a few billion years to go, but then later on she has to come. She has a few
Billion
billion
years.
She has to come back.
Billion
No, remember when they
I will
scooped
see
her up?
you. 25 billion years I will. What?
Remember when they
I'm gonna
scooped
take
her
the
up and they gave her a bunch of time? They said eventually she's gonna have to come back. You know what I mean?
But to face the Raven?
Yeah, because she has to. She has to. Otherwise, time will collapse.
Well, she's
Right.
going to face the Raven, and then she's going to be back after the Raven, probably. Like, the timeline's going to be like, thank you for saving Gallifrey. Here you go.
I wouldn't be
seriously.
surprised if they gave her some sort of like Raven anti-weapon so that she could survive, because this Clara character just seems to be able to do everything.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't they invent the Raven thing because it was kind of set up where the Time Lords would get him, and didn't they create that technology with that thing?
I don't
Yeah.
even think it's technology, to be honest with you.
Well,
I
didn't they
think
create it?
it's sort of being.
Yeah,
I
but
think they did.
isn't that like
their?
the Time Lord's twisted pet or something? Like, I mean, didn't they create that or whatever? No.
Be nice if they explained what it was.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's no telling with Moffat what the Raven came from.
That'd probably be like, you know, Rassilon's bird. The master had like his own dog. It's like, you know, your bird went over my fence. It's like, who knows what the hell they do on Gallifrey?
Hey, the bird is the bird.
That's right. Right last night.
Right?
So Ben, are you happy that the Impossible Girl?
As long as she's just in the ending, it doesn't take over the whole show like Series 8.
But she does take over the whole show because she's the new beginning.
It's Clara Who all over again.
She introduces
Clara Mark II.
Lucky 13. Right?
Probably.
That's who 13 may come stepping out of her TARDIS.
You're like, get the hell out of my TARDIS.
Maybe Clara is number 13.
Oh, plot twist.
No.
Why not at this point, though? Really, why not?
Well, pretty much
Well, you know what, Chris?
Clara
Why not
is
just
the showgirl?
why not have Josh Whedon make her Batgirl then?
Sure.
Why not? She'd be Batgirl. Why not? Or not?
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah.
She was already in Captain America. That's
Listen,
enough.
with all this stuff, I mean, with all this crazy stuff happening in the world, what's next? Spider-Man having no spider sense? I mean, really, that's not going to happen, right?
Fun you say that. I
That's
read that
crazy.
earlier today.
Anyway,
Wouldn't it be cool? Oh wait, wrong cast. Sorry.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Anyway, we will be getting into that in the Everything Show tonight.
And he
Is
saw
there
my
any
expression.
new pictures?
What?
That'll
Is
be
there any
fun.
new photos
What photos?
from the Christmas episode?
Today?
Yeah.
No, you haven't?
No, I'm just asking you if there are any.
Oh, I don't think so.
I think it's
Nothing
just
know.
the same ones we've seen that countless
Yeah.
times before.
Just
but-
Clara talk. Clara,
Yeah.
Bill, and Nardle talk.
The three companions.
Flowers.
Oh, okay. We have a story that broke. We're going to cover it. John Sim was asked if he's going to be facing off against the 13th Doctor. And John Sim says he hasn't ruled out another return in the role. He's like, you never know. This thing called Doctor Who is a machine that sort of goes on its own rules. So you never know. He could remain as the master for the 13th Doctor. despite what Missy said. Which, from what I heard from some other sources, that Chibnall wants John Sims master, so I don't know. That might be a
Really?
possibility.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
It'd be kind of nice because you know how the doctor doesn't want to change. Johnson gets to say the same. He'd be like, why do you not get to change and I have to?
Well, of course, Moffat would be pretty pissed off that his thing got messed with, but who cares? I mean, really,
Moffat,
Chibnall's the boss.
Well, Moffat pretty much changed a lot of stuff that we wish he hadn't, so it served him right.
Right. So, there you go. Johnson may be back. Yeah, Vaughn.
I read today that a lot of people are leaving Doctor Who right now. I'm like, how many more people are leaving? It's like a mass exodus.
Well, here's the thing. It's called that they're not being asked to come back.
Oh.
So it's like,
there's a difference between leaving and not.
It's like, clean out your desk because, we have our own peeps. But thanks.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they have. It's gonna be like the war room on Gallifrey. Like Chibnall's gonna have like all the writers, and he's not gonna be like Moffat, where he's gonna let them write what they have to write, but he's gonna oversee it. Supposedly,
he's gonna put input in it, but he's not gonna be a dictator.
Right. Somebody wants to bring the Ice Warriors back, it's gonna be absolutely. So. I mean, what do you think, Chris? You think it's going to be better on the Chibnall or it might be worse?
Gotta wait and see. We won't be able to make that decision until after the first season because, let's say we see the first episode and it's really good. That's a good sign, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the season is going to be good.
Yeah.
Well,
just look at 10. So
yeah,
Moffat got in trouble saying something today. So I'm going to tell you right now, he said the way Doctor Who is, or supposed to be. And he says he's probably going to get in trouble because Chibnall was not going to be all lighthearted, oh, you can't kill companions, you can't be this. Chibnall's going to be kind of dark. All right? So, I mean, just expect dark stuff to happen in this Doctor Who.
Well, Broadchurch is dark, so I expect it to be dark. Yeah.
Dark we talking. Zack Snyder darker.
I mean, it's probably going to be as dark as you shut the lights and you can't see dark.
Where you stub your toe dark.
I mean, basically.
There you go, folks. It's probably going to be an episode. Dark, so it's pretty much...
like if somebody became a Cyberman and cried, like that would be it. They would be crying forever because they're just not getting out of that one. There won't be no puddle monster coming.
So return to consequences for actions.
There will be there'll be consequence. Actions and consequences. Yes.
Yeah.
You won't be able to hold a leaf to a planet. As much as I like that episode, there'll be stuff going down. That's for sure. Not that it's going to all be dark. I mean, there's going to be some lighthearted moments, but,
it's not going to be like all, oh, boy. Yay.
It's going to be like reality.
Gummy bears.
A little bit,
The gummy bears are going to melt.
Like, if you have a companion running into, like, the battle, they'll probably get killed. I mean, it's not going to be like, you're not going to have it like, I'm going to be the doctor. Oh, don't do that.
Last moment, and it zoomed over their shoulder.
Like if Clara in Chibnall's verse was like playing like the doctor, she'd probably get killed. Like completely.
Absolutely. Yeah. She would be killed right away.
It's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to change time and bring it to the end of the universe and your heartbeat. It's not, none of that stuff's going to happen.
Well, that's what they say now. What they say now and what they actually do are going to be two different things. I mean,
it's not going to be.
It's going to be dark, and then all of a sudden we get in there, and it's like, wow, I can't see. It's too bright. So again, we got to wait and see because to be honest with you, I don't buy a lot of these stories about what Chibnall is going to do and what he could do because the only person who knows what Chibnall is going to do right now is Chibnall. If he could come out tomorrow and say, we're going to have the darkest episodes that you've ever seen. And then he can get into that writer's room and say, you know what? I think I want to do it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then the
Okay.
budget plays a
First
lot into
draft
that
is
too.
not always the one they use. So
And then BBC, we don't know who from the BBC walks into those rooms and says, you can't do this, you can't do this,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you got to do it like this, don't do that.
because look how much trouble they got in with Deadly Assassin when they broke away at the last moment. Because Mary Whitehouse got onto them because they decided to break away on the cliffhanger right the minute Tom Baker did not have a bubble coming up through that water. So,
Oh wow.
All I know is that
Goodness.
the ratings are also a factor.
Mm-hmm.
And the ratings will be a factor now when they just look at it and you're like, yeah, it hasn't been nice at all.
You can bring up the merchandise sales too.
Mm-hmm.
So, look, I'm hopeful. I did like the finale, the 2-part. I did like it a lot, but you can't say that it was original. You can't say it didn't happen. You can't say that Oswin wasn't a Dalek and that they repeated the whole thing with the sun. As much as I don't want, look.
because I said that during the last cast. It was pretty much a Silent of the Daleks.
Listen, at the end of the day, and as much as I love it, Oswin was a Dalek and Clara was almost a Dalek again in The Witch is Familiar. And how many times you're going to do it? Like, you went to the well 3 times. It's like, so now we have a new blood. We have new ideas. Hopefully he doesn't, copy off himself or other people, hopefully.
It's not that we don't mind them copying. It's just that...
No, we do mind them copying, dude, because you know what, though? It's like the same crap after a while. I mind it because I'm like, I want to be able to watch, like, Hyde and then not compare it to, like, Orson Pink. Like, that was a time traveler, and that was a time traveler. It was the same thing.
Did they ever resolve that with Orson Pink? Like,
No.
No, it's still
He's
unresolved.
still trapped in a Cyberman.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah. So I want to be able to watch an episode and say, because, some of the stuff was shot scene for scene. That you could say, that's Forest of the Dead. He's chained to the thing like River chained him. That's River. That's this. I don't want to see that. I want to be like, oh, that's cool. I wasn't expecting that thing. Oh, I wasn't. And I would right away have a new commander of unit.
Yes.
Some badass guy turns out to be the Brigadier's grandson. Like, just nasty. Maybe doesn't like the Doctor. Maybe he's pissed that his, grandfather's a Cyberman. I don't know.
They need to find some way of changing that tidbit.
That his grandson doesn't like the Doctor, but then he does wound up getting close where he's like, I can see where my grandfather, was a trusted friend to you. And then he has a loyal, ally.
It starts off being, I don't trust you.
Right. It could start off where he just regenerated and
what happened with him getting transferred into being a Cyberman per se, but just like you're an outsider. I don't know how you work, but this is how
it could be like a thing where he just the 13th Doctor's there and he shows up and puts a gun to his head. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, and like, well, who are you? Like, you are responsible for a lot of things my grandfather went through. And then, I'm just throwing stuff out there as a writer. Yeah. I would want to see unit restored.
Yeah. Or just looks upon doctors being somebody who's nosy and shouldn't even be there.
And every time you have an alien race infiltrating unit, and they look embarrassed, like they're going to be taken over. Like the Great Intelligence did something, then that other race and the Christmas Special did something to unit, the Zygons did something to unit. It's like they're looking like idiots. Like, enough already.
We need Pertwee every unit back.
We need they need to have like sparring. They need to have like, as much as the Doctor didn't like it with Harry Jones Prime Minister, they need to have somebody that just that unit works with, and they're like, oh, an alien race, and they just shoot it out of the sky. They got to have like some
more of an advisor to unit than an actual officer. That's what it felt like to me. Like she was like just like the cover person who people see.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? What do you think, Chris? I mean, do you think
I agree. I 100% agree. I think unit needs to be restored to what they were, because I think that episode, again, the episode with the Zygons was
that was.
if you
awesome.
wanted to make Unit look bad, they did it the best way possible. But I highly doubt that's what they were trying to do. I agree with you. I think they need a new character, whether it's male or female, to come in there. And really what they have to do is they have to send a message to the Doctor that it's not going to be you're walking in and out of here all friendly and stuff. If you come in here, you're going to be watched. We're going to monitor what you do. We're monitoring what you do on Earth. And really, I think the best way to restore Unit would not to be to tell what this person is. Like, don't have dialogue telling, oh, this new person is in charge of Unit. Show Unit do something that you're not expecting them to do. Like, maybe the Earth is almost about to be invaded by a new race of enemies or something, or maybe an old race that they haven't used in a while. And show that Unit actually can defend the Earth. And that now he's entering an age where humanity is starting to be able to defend itself from this type of invasion. And his method is maybe, the Doctor's method is maybe not the way that they want to do it, but he's trying to show them that they don't have to be as violent, quote unquote, as I think that they should be.
You know what? I would take it one step further as a writer, and I would have it where everybody loves the character of maybe the Brigadier's grandson or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you start to see what he's talking to his men, and like the Doctor's there or something, and they say something to him, like they call him the Minister of War. Yeah. And then the Doctor gets like, oh no, like he's the Minister of War. And then it turns out where even though he's not evil, but he goes to war with these races.
He's an anti-hero.
Right.
He's like an anti-hero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's tired of these people invading Earth. Now he sends missions off-world to take people out. Like, he's angry. And it's like, oh, crap.
Well, you know what you have to, you know what they have to do, because I 100% agree with you. They have to write the character, whoever that character would be, in a way that you would agree with them. Like
Right.
they would say something and say, and you as the audience member would be like, you know, they got a point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what I mean?
you could have him, you know, the Doctor show up and be like, oh, you're wrong, you're just killing races, and then you have this individual turn around and say, oh yeah?
Well, look
How
at
many
this.
companions have you
No,
lost?
I have a solution for that. I have a solution for
Well,
that.
wait, hold on. Let me finish. You have the Doctor come in and say, you know, what you're doing is wrong, and then you have this individual turn around and say, oh yeah? How many companions have you lost recently?
But
that's end it right there.
But I have a solution, though. You can think of the whole concept, if it is, let's say, of the Brigadier's grandson, right?
Sure.
The concept of the eyes of the child going through 80s, 90s, whatever, right? And you could put stuff into it where he's screaming at the Doctor, were you there when they killed Sarah Jane Smith?
Mm-hmm.
Were you there when Sergeant Benton died? Or Mike Yates? Like, you weren't there. I was here. I was left here on Earth.
I went to the funerals. I saw the families
I've
crying.
been at hundreds of funerals. My mother died. My father died.
Where were you?
You know, like,
you were traveling around in your blue box while
you
I was at
hop
the
in there.
funerals.
Who the you think you are? And that's why I'm building a thing around Unit where you can't land your freaking TARDIS with the black thing. You know, like that stuff that blocked the TARDIS.
Mm-hmm.
It could be like monumental. Like, really, they could do.
He's got to work to gain this guy's respect. Where before with the
right, it's going to take effort.
Yeah. And where with the Brigadiers, pretty much it was naturally there. But with but with this grandson, it's like, no, you're going to work for my respect, and you won't know when you gain it, but you will have it.
And he wants a salute. Make that whole thing a big thing too. And also the fact that he's torn because he's a human character. He has a lot of hatred towards the Doctor, but it's because of the Doctor that a lot of good things happen too. So he's like back and forth, you know, because even though these people died, all he heard from these people was how magnificent and wonderful the Doctor was, but yet they're dead. So it's like a thing where he wants to like the Doctor, you know, and he's battling himself.
It's like torn feelings. Yep.
I got to be
the thing that they could do is, and they could explain that, you know, he wasn't around because maybe before this event he or whoever this person would be, they kind of just let things go as they were, because he was like, who am I to disagree? But then when he learns, or they learn that if they are related to the Brigadier, that he was turned into a Cyberman, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's when he was like, I have to do something.
Something else we don't know about.
Or
that
something else, yeah.
Maybe there was bad Zygons. And
Yeah.
he's responsible for wiping out all the Zygons on Earth because you didn't know what they did. You're all with your speech and everything, but some of them were nasty people. They weren't all good guys. They did horrible things.
There's a perfect way that they could tie in this character and relate it to modern day events, where instead of like maybe killing the Zygons, what they could do is this person could have a system that's monitoring all the known Zygons on Earth and taking away all of their rights. And he's like tapping their phones, he's tracking where they go, who they meet with, and you can really relate that.
He's not evil like a Hitler or something.
Right, because he thinks he's doing the right, or whoever they are, they think they're doing the right thing. And then when the doctor shows up and he's like, you can't do this, you're taking away their basic rights, this person turns around and says, they're not human. They don't have rights on this planet.
You phrase it in that manner, you're taking away their human rights, like Chris says.
They're not human.
And then he looks at the doctor and he says, and you know what? Neither do you.
Yeah. Mr. President.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question about that, though. I don't know if it's been resolved, but does this include the period where he's with River on Delirium for those 24 years?
Well, see, the thing is about that, he was with her for 24 years, but to everybody it could be seconds. I mean, that was in the future. That was in the future, so it wouldn't affect anything else.
Well, they could say that that's when this person started to come to power. And the doctor didn't notice because he was away, and then he came back and he was
maybe
doing the
a year or
thing with
two.
the vault.
Right.
Yeah.
But how would he not know if he's been on Earth for 50, 60 years in that place?
It would be like behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like this person wouldn't just walk into an office one day and be like, I'm in charge now. I guess you could explain that over time he was doing things.
Steps, knowing that.
Yeah.
Whether they know about the doctor being there or not, they knew they pretty much stepped in the forefront immediately. Questions would be asked. But if they did subtle little things just here and there to where they were so minute that nobody would have noticed.
So the main thing of Series 11 is a new foundation for Unit. That's it. Build them up from the ground up, where they're not weak, and any type of thing that Moffat left where somebody could be in possession of Unit, announce that immediately that they took care of that. They took care of the race from Christmas. They also went to the superhero and they ripped the thing out of him. He's alive, but they said, yeah, you know what? Nah, that could be used for evil. Like he could have just, they could have like a whole thing,
I want to, if this happens, I want to see him publicly fire Kate Stewart and say, you're a disgrace to the name Lethbridge Stewart. Rips her badge off.
Well, that would be his mother, though, wouldn't it? I mean...
Well, if they're related to,
I mean, if they did that right, I mean, that would be weird. Yeah. But,
and the key would be to not have this person in every episode so that their appearances feel special.
Yeah.
You have them in certain episodes, but
maybe
they're in every episode. It's like
not particularly the first and last episodes, but at least once or twice a season within the season itself.
But you know what? I would think of it like a comic book. That's the way I would treat it, and I would have subplots in the background where you would have, like, say, Charles Dance as the master. Just you don't even know he's the master, and he's like doing things. And, what's the word on? They could try to like recapture when the master was on Earth, when and the Doctor and everything, and he could just be playing the chess piece game with Unit, and he has his own organization or something like the master. If it was Charles Dance, I'm saying, if it was John Sim, it would be a different ball game. I mean, but I'm just saying I would want like an older master, calculated, just really give the Doctor a run for his money. None of this friend garbage either. That's all.
Yeah. That left with Missy, unfortunately.
See, the problem is that when Russell T Davies was looking at the situation and Moffat, they're looking at the friendship between like John Pertwee and Roger Delgado, but that was like a real life friendship, not that they were friends. So they making it like, oh, they were friends. It was never established that they were like best buddies. I mean, they said that they went to school together and they were
But that was
rivals.
as far as it went.
But they never even said that they were friends until, like, you know, Russell T Davies made it. So, you know, and then Moffat continued that, you know. But I don't know. But anyway, that's what I would do. A strong foundation for unit.
I think another thing for season 10 is that for me
Well,
personally,
11, right?
Huh? I mean 11. Sorry, 11. 10 already happened. Would be kind of a slight move from Earthbound companions.
Yes.
I think that we need to have a different variety of companions now, because I'm kind of getting, for me personally, and I might be the only one that thinks this.
You're not.
I'm getting very kind of sick of seeing a certain type of companion come in. I mean, it's all good for the first 3 seasons or 4 seasons of it, but now it's getting old. They all have the same MO. The only one that was slightly different was Bill, but all of them, I like the companions where you go out there and they from a different world, and like Leela, she was a savage from a different planet, and she has to adapt to what she sees around her. I think if they move away from Earthbound companions for a while, I mean, and then revisit them, but not have them constant, I think that would help the show.
What I've said, I've even gone, I've said that, plus I've said what we need to also get away from is the modern day companion. That is what's also gotten real old.
Well,
have somebody from a decade prior to either the Doctor Who debut, either prior to 63 or 2005, because it would be great to see a companion who was raised in thinking that the future is going to be Star Trek-ish, Star Wars-ish.
Well, let me throw this out to you.
It's like, oh, I just simply walked into another room.
Scott, let me throw this out to you. One of the biggest missed opportunities is from the Snowman episode. You saw Baxter in the TARDIS with Matt Smith, like she'd done it before, like she was his companion, right?
Yes.
How great would that be if Baxter was a companion? Regardless of the Paternoster gang, she just travels with the Doctor. She has her sword, she gets ready, and she's calculated, she's smart, she doesn't always go to kill people. She's like being like a detective, and she's just there. Like the muscle, but yet the brains too.
Bingo, yes.
What would be perfect for that, because, you know, when we first met her, she said that, you know, he helped her during a rough time in her life and whatnot. No matter where you get a companion, whether they're human, not human, from this era, from this decade or another decade, I always thought it would be really interesting for the modern day to have a companion who starts out as like a real scumbag.
Yeah.
And then they travel with the Doctor, and you slowly start to see this progression of them starting to change, and now that they're experiencing a world bigger than their own. And because that's been my biggest problem with some of these companions, is that I don't feel like they grow. They don't really like change.
They're static.
Yeah.
Well, remember that thing I wrote, and I said that if I was like, I did this mock-up seasons, and I said I would have him have this companion that they didn't get along. She's nasty, she's rich, she has a strong family, and it turns out that she becomes Madame Covarian, but like she's just, but here's the thing, like she starts to shape like she's good, whatever, and then through a paradox, she encounters her future self, and it kind of splits the universe in two, because she doesn't want to be that evil, you know, whatever, and she wants to be, you know, a good guy with the Doctor, but like, that would have been, you would have to explain why Madame Covarian, I guess, took it upon herself to devote her whole life to destroying the Doctor. There must have been something personal there. There must have been something close there. She must have been a companion, or she must have been related to a companion. Something that would cause her to devote her whole life to trying to destroy him. And I think that they should do that. They should have, you don't even mention the character's name. You know, you don't know what her first name is. You know, her last name is Covarian, but they could do the whole season, and then, you know, have the butler like Madame Covarian, and be like, and then she'd be like, you know, in her 20s or whatever, or with 18 or whatever, and it's like, be like, oh, that would be like the shocking
Maybe
thing.
she has like a nickname, and then like, because you don't want to let on too quickly that she's Covarian, she has a nickname, and then the Doctor goes to visit her later on, and this is towards the time where she's starting to hate him, and she goes, it's Covarian now. and he's
Right.
like, "Oh shit! Like,
Yeah, what did I do?
you're the one."
Yeah. So
True character development, not seeing
Mhm.
people behind,
Yeah.
going in shadows and developing. You see it right in front of you.
Well,
Or
we
even
were
said-
talking.
yeah.
We were talking about the with this new foundation for Unit and this character. I think it would be interesting if Unit kind of set up the Doctor, and they had a companion be like a spy for them to monitor what he does. Like they set up like a psychological profile of the Doctor's companion, and they set her out there knowing, kind of like as bait. Like, oh, the Doctor will be interested in her, and then she starts traveling with him, and she's keeping tabs on what he does, where they go, what she encounters, maybe the future of humanity or something like that. And then as it's going on, you see she starts to say, "Am I doing the right thing? Is this,
Mhm.
And then of course it would come to a head. The Doctor finds out about this, and he's like, "You've been spying on me the whole time," or maybe he knows and he doesn't care. Who knows?
Or you set up a villain in the season that's never seen, and then it turns out to be a former companion. Just turned. And I always said the only person that could defeat the Doctor, because he could be defeated, was someone that he really cared about. That they weren't mind controlled, they weren't anything. It was of their own mind, and they become a villain. And he does not know how to deal with it. Like he
What if
just
they turn Kate into that?
What?
What if they turn Kate into that?
Kate Stewart? No.
Yeah.
Because she's too goody-goody. It would have to be like a Perry, because he just left
would
her.
have been,
He just left her with this overgrown, monstrous, smelly Viking guy, whatever, and it's like she's like, I mean, that's not cool. I mean, he also choked her too, which I wasn't happy about that. But I mean,
turns out to be Susan.
Yeah.
Susan's pissed that she left him, or that he left her.
Right, but I mean, or it could be like Donna Noble is a rich, nasty, because he left her the lottery tickets, and now she's like, stuffed up and nasty.
Be perfect with that. Like, how she has the memories that are sealed in her mind, right?
Yeah.
What if they started manifesting as nightmares?
Yes.
And she has to try, and she knows that this guy's out there, and she's trying to stop him.
Well, she's twisted. She thinks he's evil.
Yeah, she thinks he's the evil one,
and then he has to, expunge it from her. But it's regeneration energy, because
And he's trying to explain to her, like, no, we were friends. This is what happened, and she could be like, no, you're lying to me. I know you. I know the way you act, the way you think, and this is just another one of your tricks.
Right. Could be. That would be a great thing to do.
Chibnall, I hope you're taking notes.
I know, right?
Write it down. Get a pen.
Get some.
Use an
backstory
iPhone.
Going.
We're giving you everything, man. We're laying it out. That's it, man. Laying it out for you. All right, guys. We're going to get out of here because we got a 2-minute warning.
Okay.
And I don't want to get caught off while we're in the middle of talking. So we will be back with the Everything Show, because my spider senses are tingling unlike somebody else's. So take care. Bye for now.